So today's all about Celtic and Liverpool. But when you're at the game today and they remind you that they've won the Champions League more, just give them a little reminder that we won it first. And today's Celtic FC news, today is all about the Celtic-Liverpool game. If you are down in Liverpool this afternoon, game kicks off at 3 o'clock UK time. It is 11 a.m. Eastern time and 8 a.m. Pacific time if you're in the United States. No idea what time it's on in Australia, but here in Europe it is on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which kind of has, it's on the same time as the Scotland game, but who cares. Liel Abada, guess who's been talking about him? After me talking about him yesterday, big Chris Sutton gets in on the act with him and Mikey Johnston. Controversial. Scotland obviously play Cyprus this afternoon. The kick-off time for that is Callum McGregor will have his 50th cap. What time does Scotland kick? That will kick off at 3 o'clock as well, won't it? Anyway, doesn't matter about that. And Celtic are on course to land. The Sevco are going to cry at this one. Celtic are on course to land a £27 million jackpot when they secure automatic qualification into the Champions League next season. That's all on today's Celtic FC news. So, back to the big news of the day is obviously Liverpool-Celtic game. It's all for a good cause. It will be live on the Liverpool-Celtic channel. So if you're looking to watch that, you will be able to watch it live on the Liverpool-Celtic channel and their Facebook page, and also the Liverpool official Twitter account. So that's where you can watch that live today. I'm not sure if I'm going to be watching it live. I think we might be up in Alicante. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, I'll give you the teams yesterday. Obviously, the Liverpool team are by Kenny Dalglish, John Aldridge, John Barnes and Ian Rush. John Barnes, let's say a bit on the bell. Anyway, never mind, moving on for that. Liel Abada. Big Chris Sutton's been getting in the act with Liel Abada. And he says, Liel Abada's Celtic party piece can be replicated by the returning Mikey Johnston. So let's make this a poll. Should Mikey Johnston be back at Celtic? Should Mikey Johnston has been playing relatively well, and he obviously got his call up to Ireland. Big Sutton was so impressed with Johnston's performance for the Republic of Ireland. He basically says that he's become a bit of a forgotten man in recent seasons, but his impressive cameo in Dublin this week might have served up a handy reminder to the club manager and supporters what Mikey Johnston can bring to Celtic. Mikey Johnston went on and said that he would like to come back to Celtic. He's always planned to come back to Celtic. He says when the manager spoke to him, he said it was all about going out and getting game time and proving what he can do. Tell me in the comments, what do you think about Mikey Johnston? Should Mikey Johnston... I did a thing... There's a lot of people on social media saying that he shouldn't basically get near Celtic. He's had his chance, but you have to remember that Callum McGregor did the exact same. The fact that the Irish national boss, Stephen Kenny, he caught his eye. You know, when he's playing it in Portugal, you know, people think, it's Portugal, it's not a good league or whatever. And it's like, oh, you know, the Scottish league is kind of... People look at the Scottish League and they say it's not a good league. So he is playing at a decent level. He is 23 years old. He really needs to get his career up and running now. And he should really have the opportunity to come back in Celtic and prove his time, especially with the whole Liel Abada thing. And it's looking like Liel Abada might be walking away. He's obviously turned down this new contract at summer. The manager will know the situation inside out. We also have said Haksabanovic, we have James Forrest, who've all played their part, and obviously then there's Jota and Maida. But is there room for a Mikey Johnston to come back to Celtic and make an impact? That is the question of the day. You know, he has had some good games in a Celtic shirt. He has been injured a lot. There's so much uncertainty around Abada, says Big Chris Sutton. All of a sudden, seeing Johnson back on the radar might make a bit of sense to the Celtic manager. Just look at Anthony Ralston when the manager came when he came in fact, it says that Anthony Ralston was so far out the Celtic team that basically no one knew who he was, but Anthony Ralston scored a cracker of a goal up in Dingwall to basically make sure that we secured the league in Ange Postecoglou's first season, and remember that goal in extra time. Ralston had been out for a couple of loan spells. No one would have been shocked if he went away and left Celtic, you know, but he grabbed his chance with both hands and he's still there and he's still an important part of the squad. And this is what you have to remember, Ange Postecoglou likes building squads, so it could be the same for Mikey Johnston. Could he come back? It all depends on what happens this summer, especially with Liel Abada. It seems a strange situation. He's been terrific this season in terms of number of goals and assists in Portugal, Big Chris Sutton says he's been sensational coming off the bench, but you've got to say there have been times where he's not quite hit the same heights when he's starting games at Celtic. So, where do we go? Do Mikey Johnston, do we bring him back? He's definitely got to come back. He's a good player, he's got the talent. He just needs the right manager to push him out, and I think pushing him out to Portugal, you've got to remember he did ask Jota about going to Portugal, and Jota had a good word with him. You know, he did seek the advice from Jota before he left, and he said, look, will this be a good move for me? The football that they play would be a good move for him, he says, yeah, definitely, if the fact that you're going to go out there and get first team action, it's just whether he's ready to progress to the next stage under Ange Postecoglou, or with another year or two help him kick on. I think the frustration not getting a game is what kind of held him back at Celtic, and then obviously the injury didn't help either. Scotland, we look at that this afternoon. They go play Cyprus, and I don't really watch international games, so I know a lot of people on the channel don't either. But the big news of the day is Football Insider saying that Celtic are on course to secure a minimum £20 million as they secure automatic qualification to the Champions League. Sevco are 9 points behind in second place with 9 matches to go, meaning 6 more wins will seal the title for Celtic. 6 games to go. Can we win it at Sevcoland? Can we win the title on their grounds? Will it be a case that the fact that we'll get to there and it could be a draw would be enough to just sink them? Scotland remained 9th place in 9th place. What is that all about, Barry? 9th place in UEFA's 5 years co-efficiency ranking. So the title winners this year will go straight into the group stages of the Champions League. You gotta love it. We're going straight into the Champions League next year again. So tell me your thoughts on that in the comments. Tell me your thoughts on the Celtic-Liverpool game today. If you're down in Liverpool, have a great day. The weather here is about 25 degrees today here in south of Spain. If you're at the Scotland game, make sure you have a great day with that. I don't know what the turnout will be for that today. Scotland-Cyprus on a Saturday. It should be a reasonably good turnout. Tell me if you're at that game. Liel Abada, tell me your thoughts on Liel Abada. And then also in the comment section, tell me your thoughts on the return of Mikey Johnston this summer. Should he come, or should we basically loan him out? Should we sell him? Should he move on for the good of his career? Or will he make an impact with Celtic next season? So if you're down at Liverpool to game, have a great day, Celtic fans all around the world. That was a bit of an epic video.